Imagine yourself slowly waking up in complete darkness. Underground. Alone. For centuries, a real fear. This fear even had its own name. People built actual machines to survive it. So how exactly did this whole fear begin? Which strange inventions were meant to help? And a popular story you've probably heard. One that turns out to be wrong. If you're enjoying this, like and subscribe now. Drop a quick comment below, it really helps. Back then, doctors faced a real problem. How could any doctor truly confirm actual death? There was no reliable test back then. No machines, no clear medical signs at all. Just careful guesswork, quiet candor, and close watching. Some conditions could mimic death very closely. Deep comas, sudden fainting spells, strange, unsettling trances. Doctors sometimes got the sad diagnosis completely wrong. And that single mistake could be truly irreversible. One key medical invention was still decades away. The stethoscope itself wasn't invented until 1816. Before that, no way to listen closely. Certain illnesses made things even trickier to judge. Catalepsy could freeze a person's entire body. Comas could often look almost exactly like death. Even certain poisons slowed the pulse dramatically. So could the signs really, truly deceive someone? Even so, doctors did their honest best anyway. Occasionally, though, real mistakes really did happen. Newspapers absolutely loved reporting these dramatic stories. Each dramatic retelling made that fear grow larger. Rumor always spread much faster than the facts. Soon, everyone knew someone who'd heard something. That growing fear soon needed only a name. And one scholar was about to give it one. His name was Jacques-Bénin Winslow, a French-Danish anatomist with a big claim. Winslow studied bodies for a living. He noticed something that troubled him deeply. The signs doctors trusted weren't reliable enough. So in the 1740s, he wrote something. A treatise questioning how death was judged. Its title alone caused quite a stir. The Uncertainty of the Signs of Death. Bold, striking words for the whole 18th century. And people across Europe quickly took notice. Winslow's argument spread from country to country. Too many burials, he argued, happened too soon. That single idea sparked widespread public panic. This is the fear you learned about earlier. Winslow's warning gave that fear its shape. For decades, the panic simply wouldn't fade. People wanted proof they'd truly be safe. So naturally, people started building clever solutions. Just in case the very worst ever happened. Enter the age of the safety coffin. These were not ordinary coffins at all. Inventors added clever features for one purpose: giving someone trapped below a chance to signal. If they somehow ever woke up down there. The idea spread across several countries fast. Patents for these clever designs multiplied quickly. Each inventor tried a slightly different approach. Some ideas stayed refreshingly simple and clever. Others became wonderfully, delightfully more complicated over time. Take the clever air tube, for example. It let fresh air reach the coffin. Some coffins included a rope and bell. Pull the rope, and the bell rings. Simple, in theory, and quite reassuring, too. Other clever designs even included small ladders. A way to climb back to daylight. Inventors imagined every possible scenario very carefully. But one design outshined all the rest. Picture a busy, cluttered inventor's workshop instead. Sawdust, tools, half-finished coffin prototypes everywhere. This particular inventor wanted something truly foolproof. Something that worked without anyone pulling anything. What if the coffin could react itself? That question led to a breakthrough design. Its inventor had a striking noble title. Count Michel de Carnis-Carnicki, to be exact. And his clever design became instantly famous. Carnis-Carnicki patented his invention in 1897. By then, the panic was decades old. He wanted the most sensitive design yet. One that needed almost no effort at all. A feather mechanism rested near the chest. Even the smallest movement would trigger it. Breathing alone was enough to activate it. And then, four things happened at once. Automatically. No waiting. No uncertainty left at all. First, a small red flag shot upward, visible clearly from a good distance away. Second, a small bell began ringing loudly. Third, a small lamp switched on brightly, even useful late at night, long after sunset. Fourth, a tube opened for fresh air. This was the most complete design yet. People called it truly remarkably advanced engineering. This invention still echoes in language today. There's a popular story about two phrases. You've probably heard both of these famous expressions. Two phrases, saved by the bell, graveyard shift. Familiar phrases people use all the time. The popular story links them to coffins. Supposedly, ringing bells saved many buried people. And night workers guarded graveyards, listening closely. It's honestly a fantastic story to tell. Dramatic, memorable, and so easy to believe. But is any of that actually true? Language researchers decided to check it carefully. They traced each phrase back several centuries. Old documents, records, and printed sources everywhere. Saved by the bell traces back somewhere unexpected. It actually comes straight from boxing matches. A fighter saved by the round-ending bell. Nothing to do with coffins at all. So where did graveyard shift come from? That one, though, has a simpler explanation. It just meant the late-night work shift. Work that happened near quiet cemeteries sometimes. Not because of any ringing underground bells. Just because the shift felt that quiet. Both phrases predate the safety coffin craze. A fun twist, once you look closely. The real story turned out quite different. Still interesting, just not entirely accurate, though. Myths like these can travel remarkably fast. So that popular story, turns out, mostly wrong. But the real history stays genuinely fascinating. Safety coffins really did exist, patented seriously. The fear behind them was completely genuine. So here's the question worth asking now. So just how common was premature burial, actually? One Victorian reformer tried to find out. His name was William Tebb. He published a striking book in 1896. It carefully collected many reported cases together. Tebb believed the danger was seriously underestimated. His book fueled the ongoing public worry. It sold surprisingly well across all England. People felt genuinely validated in their fear. But modern historians looked closer, decades later. They re-examined every case Tebb collected. Many of those stories couldn't actually be verified. Some were exaggerated. Others were simply invented. Sensational stories always sold more papers. So what did verified cases actually show? Genuinely confirmed cases were remarkably rare. Far rarer than Victorian headlines suggested loudly. The fear had grown far larger than reality. Panic spreads faster than careful evidence does. That's true in any historical period, really. Understandable fear, built on genuine medical uncertainty. But blown far past the real odds. So what changed since those anxious centuries? Medicine today works in a very different way. Doctors now have far better tools available. EEG machines can measure brain activity precisely. That reading leaves very little room for doubt. Circulation checks are far more thorough now. Multiple independent tests confirm death carefully today. No single guess decides anything anymore, alone. Embalming practices add yet another careful layer. Every single step today confirms things thoroughly. So could something like this still happen today? Modern experts say it's virtually impossible now. The old uncertainty simply doesn't exist anymore. Reliable science replaced centuries of anxious guessing. That fear once felt completely understandable, though, given what people knew at the time. Their world simply lacked today's clear answers. You live in a very different world. One with real, dependable answers finally available. So picture that graveyard from the beginning. Moonlight, old headstones, that distant lantern glow. Back then, the fear felt entirely justified. Uncertainty alone made that fear grow enormous. Inventors responded with genuine, remarkably clever ingenuity. The stories that followed grew even bigger. Bigger than the real risk ever was. Today, that old fear has mostly disappeared. Modern medicine simply made sure of that. You can rest easy in the dark,